Hello and welcome to Divine Destiny with Debbie. I'm reading for July 13th through the 19th. Yes, this is the overview, Samsung. And I want to let you know we are getting to the end of Cancer season. Not quite there yet, but happy birthday to all the Cancers out there. Now, let's go to the cards that I'm going to be using. I am going to be using my Angel Wisdom deck because I do like this deck quite a bit. I am pulling up one of my older decks, the Guardian Angel decks. Now this one is more of a vintage. Bradley Valentine has a newer deck out, and he has redone the narrative on that. And look at that, 9 of emotion, the 9 of cups that I have pulled up. This is the wish card, so let's make our wishes, okay? And I will use the Sword of Light, Archangel Michael cards. All of these are, again, Bradley Valentine. And, of course, my Emily Anderson crystal deck. Now, I have prayed, I've meditated, I've infused all the decks with Reiki energy. But, again, this is for, these are general readings, may or may not resonate, so take what you like. Leave the rest, okay? And for everyone on TikTok and everyone else who wants to listen, this is for entertainment purposes only. Okay, let's go to the website that I like to go to, and I will tell you what that is. Did we get that? Okay. This is the-astrologer.net. Talks about what the planets are all going to do. So here we have the full moon. This was on the 10th. Now I am doing this on 7/7, which is of course 777, which is a 7 portal, which is also the time Uranus enters Gemini, first time in 84 years. It is also trining Pluto in Aquarius. I have talked about this in the past videos. I am sure I'll talk about it in the future. All right, so the 13th we have Saturn going retrograde. In Aries. Now we did have Neptune retrograding in Aries on the 5th, so going back over a couple of months. This is what happens. Saturn is the rule keeper, is very much the basically the lord of karma in many ways. Now Mercury is also going retrograde, and that is on the 18th of July. And that is in Leo. So we enter Leo season with Mercury going retrograde. I think it goes direct somewhere in the early August dates, maybe the 8th. Not sure though. Then we have it also sextiling with Venus at 15 degrees Gemini. Now we have a lot of 15s here. And in the tarot deck, 15 is the Devil card, is also known as transformation. No, I'm sorry, that's the Death card. Well, no, some of them I think are also transformation. This is a time of facing your fears. Yeah, my John Holland cards, I think, has it that way too. Well, anyway, ego, that's what I'm trying to say, ego. So we have 15, 15, 15, 555, also, change. The Devil card, ego, facing your fears, kind of going out there, maybe worrying about looking like a fool, things like that. But it is facing your fears. And remember, fear is one of the tools of the devil that tries to keep you from your blessings. When you live in fear, you lose your humanity, you lose your essence. Now it is also on the 18th. The 18th has our moon energy. Then we have, again, we kind of have a 1 degree 56 minutes, so we kind of have a 15 energy there too. 13th of July. Now this one is the transformation. This is also this is also the Death card. Something ends, something begins. So now as these planets go retrograde, right now they are in the shadow of retrograde, so meaning that they're energies are being mutated in some way, because they're going to be going backwards. The planets are also appearing to go slower than normal. Then what happens is as they get to the day or two before, they become stationary. And now they're going backwards again and again. It's not necessarily a quick process, but it is, it's I'm going forward. Okay, we have to kind of put on the brakes a little bit. Hold on, and now we go backwards. So Saturn and Neptune and Mercury during, Neptune more so around that 5th going forward. And then Saturn, basically it is slowing down. Things are really intense here too. So interesting times. We are not, I've talked about Uranus in Gemini. I've talked about Neptune in Aries. I've talked about Pluto in Aquarius. In fact, if we go down in this website, let's see, okay, Destiny's Truth. I'm just going to kind of just go through this real quick. Truth is stability. Detachment and hate is everything that's rotten and deceitful. Living in truth creates stability and peace, even though truth may be hard to bear and we may be afraid of the truth. If we don't face the truth, basically creates anger, frustrations. Changes are being forced. Planets in Aries, Cancer, we can look at this. Squares, there's a lot of squares. Squares create breakthroughs for some people, create unexpected endings for some. Changes for everyone of every star sign, reveals the truths of the new future. But again, some people don't want anything to do with change. They will stay where they're at. So some of this is going into that it's going into that fourth and fifth dimension. Some people want to stay in that third dimension. They do not want things to change. Planets in Aries define new beginnings. Again, Saturn and Neptune, this is the first time this has happened in our lifetime. Jupiter in Cancer, first time in 12 years, but Jupiter, transitions once a year. Let's see, easygoing, destined changes between the 15th to the 30th, and then the 22nd to the 30th. We've talked about some of that too. So this is back in June. Let's see, what else do we want to say? Cancer, water, not manipulative or complicated, easygoing, does not like big changes. But there was something I wanted down here, even though there's squares which will hurt some people. The square says goodbye to the past. Will ensure you see the necessity to change, and that I think is why we're going into our retro season, and that's what that's all a lot about. And let's see, for the first time in 84, Uranus and Gemini, we've talked about that also. So electric and excitement with the Venus and Uranus in Gemini. Anything else here? First time. It's the first time that Saturn is conjuncting with Neptune. Now, it's at a half degree. It is in 2026 that it will be in a 0 degree, and I believe that is in February. I could be wrong with that. Okay, 84 years again, first time Gemini trines with Pluto. Major big changes. Everyone knows when their life is right, and everyone knows when something is wrong. So it's just a very interesting time we live in unprecedented times. I watch, I don't watch other people's videos, but I do watch, I do read things on the internet. I look things up on the internet. And like I said, we're in unprecedented times. This is the first time for so many things going on. Okay, let's go back to our readings. We're going to just kind of do a general reading here. We're going to start with Michael's cards and ask Michael, what do you want to say? What's going on, especially for this week, July 13th through the 19th, as we get ready to transition to Leo season, but not quite yet. What do you want to say? What word, Michael? What word for just everybody out there? Okay. We've had this. Many people have had this in their astrological readings. Regain your focus. And this might, again, the retros will help with this. Trivial matters are distracting you from your goals. Archangel Metatron and I are here to help you stay grounded. All right. I think that's very important in general for anybody. Okay, and for everybody too. Regain your focus. Don't focus on the minutia. Don't focus on the trivial matters. Okay, and there's also seeing things with truth. Now, a card has fallen, so let's pick that up. It jumped out of the deck, and you know, when cards jump out of the deck, that's when I will need to read them. All right, so let's go on. Higher power. Okay. Well, that's a victorious energy there. And that one fell out of the deck also. Here we are. Okay, let's put this all here. These two fell out. Let's see what we have. If it's reversed, remember it has a little stronger energy. All right, so this is a 7, 7 of fire. 7 is that divine number. I am doing these readings on July 7th, 25, which 2 plus 5 equals a 7. So we have a 7, 7. And if you think about it, 7, 7, 7 equals 21, so that is the world card. Anyway, 7, divine covering. Fire, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. It's connected to Ariel. It's connected to the major arcana strength, 11, 1, 1. This is stand strong. The world needs to stand strong. The world needs to stand up for itself. Maybe in the universe, the people, we just need to stand strong, and we just need to believe and have our faith. Remember, I tell people I don't call myself a psychic. I'm more of an intuitive channeler, and I ask God, Jesus, what do the people need to hear? Stand up for yourself and your beliefs. Have confidence. Challenge those in power. But also choose your battles wisely. So it is about, we are in days of standing up for ourselves. I've talked about all of this with these planets. I'll leave it alone for right now. But we are in the days. What is it? It was the best of times. It was the worst of times. Now we have a 6 of fire. 6 is the number of man, the energies you put into it. Fire again. It is connected with Uriel. It is connected to the major arcana sun card. Everything is good. Things will work out the way they're supposed to, but they will work out in a better way than we even think. Victory, wise choices that bring public recognition and success, promotions, awards, or scholarships. So, and it's interesting that we had this one that fell out first, and then we have this one. So basically, stand strong, stand firm. And again, it's always about choosing your battles. Go with what your integrity and your intuition tell you to do. Stay in your integrity though, and things are going to work out better than you think that they would. Okay, there is victory here. Here we go. Okay, now we have another major arcana, and we have it as a 9. This is another one that says stay strong. This is stand firm. So we have the 9, which is let's wrap it up. Things, this is kind of the end of the challenge. The challenge is ending right now, and this is connected again with Ariel and the strength card. So we have, this is basically stay strong, stand up, stay strong. There is victory coming, but we are being, the victory is being surrounded by the fire energies that say stay strong. This is a time not to back down. It is not a time to show weakness also. Protect what you have created. Be prepared. Never give up. Ask your angels for help. Environmental activism and animal rights. So that's in itself is kind of interesting. So we have all this fire energy. Again, what do we have? Mercury is in Leo. We're not quite there. We're about to go into Leo season. We have the planets going retrograde. These are some major hitters. Saturn and Neptune are big planets. They don't transition. I'm not saying Mercury isn't, but Mercury transitions like about, several times. Basically it goes through the whole year, all the planets in a year, or all the signs in a year, I should say. Saturn and Neptune takes a long time to do this transition. We are in a once in a lifetime time, and we'll be here for quite a while. Okay, here we go. Let's see, one more card. Stand strong. The world needs to stand strong. Stand strong. Victory will come. Victory is here. 7, 6, 9. Let's see what we have. Ariel is here. Uriel is there. Uriel is light and wisdom. Ariel is connected to the earth, saying, stay strong, my friends. Stay strong. Let's see what we've got here. Again, these are this is more of a vintage deck. And they Radley Valentine did redo these cards, if I didn't tell you earlier. And so they're not the same message. This is a little more narrative than this. Ace of Thought. So this is a 1, new beginning. Thought is our air energy, Aquarius, Gemini, and Libra. So Aquarius and Gemini are, they are at the head of the game right now. Their influence is extremely, extremely strong. So this cherub has arrived to congratulate you for your brilliant new idea. So there's it's a new chapter in many ways coming up, which is truly inspired. It's important to communicate clearly and thoroughly with others who are involved in the implementation of your idea. Don't be dissuaded by little challenges along the way. These are merely course corrections to perfect your plan. So, the air energies are basically your thought processes, thinking things through, making plans. So while we all have to stand strong, there's a lot of passion going on in the world. There's victory happening at the same time as long as we stand our ground. And there's new ideas, which is a lot, has a lot to do with this, with all of this, all of these planets, Uranus, even though it was the start, last time was the start for the Americans, World War II, it did bring about new ways of doing things. And, even though Aquarius was, Pluto and Aquarius, it was the start of the Revolutionary War, it did bring about new ideas and how to do things. And Neptune in Aries, the same thing. So we're in interesting times as always. We're in the best of times. We're in the worst of times, as Charles Dickens would say. Okay. Let me know, please, what you think. I think I'm going to just make this one stay strong, because isn't that what we really have to do? Victory is at hand. All right, so please do me the favor of clicking down there or over there, wherever the little hearts, fingers, thumbs, all that is going. Yeah, I would appreciate it. Please comment, let me know too. And as always, 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 everyone, know that you are loved. Stay shining, be blessed. Thank you, and bye-bye.